Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to talk about Doctor Who, and my question is, if there is a season 3 of Disney Who, let's call it for lack of a better term, what would you like to see in that season? Now, I think it's really hard to say without having seen season 2. I think a lot of how I feel will depend on what they do with season 2. I'd like to see at least one more season with Shooty. I think most Doctors should get 3 seasons. I still feel bad for Colin only getting really 2. And I'm so glad Big Finish came along to flesh him out. So I really would like to see Shooty get another season. I think if the show continues, he would come back for another season. I don't really know much about the new companion, so I don't know if I'll want her to be there for that or if she's just doing a 1-season thing. I'm fine with having some more episodes with Ruby, because I know she's supposed to be in a little bit of season 2. I liked her in season 1. I think Millie Gibson's a very talented actress. So I wouldn't mind her popping up for a little bit. I would really like to see some episodes set in like the near past, like the 80s, which 40 years ago now, and I call it the near past. I keep thinking of the 80s as like 20 years ago. It's so humbling. I now have to realize that the 2000s are as long ago now as the 80s were to the 2000s, and it's so humbling. But I'd like to see like an episode just set in the 80s, or the 90s, or even something like 2003. Or have him in the year 2000. Have him on New Year's Eve. It wouldn't be the first time the Doctor's been running around on New Year's Eve, 1999. That'd be interesting. You know, I'd like to see something like that where it's not the past. That being said, give me a pure historical. Give me a pure historical. Where the Doctor is just caught up in events going on, and he has to try to get out of it. Because it's like some major historical, medieval, or something event, and he has to not really interfere with history and just kind of get out of it. Let it teach a nice history lesson. I would enjoy something like that. I'd love to see a Hartnell-style pure historical. I don't know if you can do that in 45 minutes, but I would love, love, love to see it. I really... I wish they toned down the seasonal arcs. I realize seasonal arcs are just kind of Russell T. Davis's thing. You know, he likes the seasonal arcs. I get it. And sometimes I don't mind them so much when they're subtle. Like a lot of his era was the Saxon stuff and the Bad Wolf stuff especially. And even the Torchwood stuff. You know, you could something like that I'm okay with. You know, but I kind of want the episodes to be more standalone. I don't want the season finale to be stupidly over the top, because I just constantly feel like Russell's trying to top himself, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Especially when you get something like Empire of Death, which is just stupid. It's ridiculously stupid. And you know, when the stakes are that high, you know it's just going to be a big reset button. And when you know it's going to be a big reset button, there are no stakes. I knew as soon as the unit room got wiped out in Empire of Death and Kate died, I said, everything's going to get reset. It's going to be Series 3 all over again. Everything just, here's the reset button. Click. I knew. So to me, the stakes went completely. No stakes. Because if you set the stakes so high that you have to Deus Ex Machina the ending and then fix everything and rewind everything at the end, then there are no stakes. And you fail to deliver. And Empire of Death is extremely underwhelming. So I want something more grounded for the finale. I mean, you can still have it good, but it doesn't have to be this giant spectacle. Do something like The Green Death. The Green Death is great. There are some high stakes there for sure, but it still feels grounded, which I like. Do something like that. That works. The Green Death's held in high regard for a reason. And you could, do something like that. The Dangers of AI. The Green Death does a good job. It has a lot of political points it's making. But one of the points, especially that's very relevant in The Green Death today, is the dangers of AI. Do something on that. I'd love to see it if done right. Something to rival to Terminator. Why not? I would like to get away from Unit a bit. I like Kate Stewart. little tired of seeing Kate. We can take a little break from Kate. I'd rather see the Doctor, if he's on present day Earth, not having to have Unit intervene. Although I would love for them to bring John Levine back for something. If you can have the Doctor run into retired John Levine, Sergeant Benton, yes, do that. Would be great. Not a lot of classic Who alum left you can do that with, sadly. Give me a classic companion back. I talked about that in another video. I'd love to bring some more of the classic companions back. Give me a story that reunites Nyssa and Tegan. Because Sarah and Tegan get on Sarah and Janet get on so well together. I'd love to see a story with them going off of each other. But yeah, I would love to see a variety of stories. I definitely want my pure historical. I would love to see a nice futuristic story. I'd like to see something set on a space station that's horror themed. Like they get there, they don't find any sign of anybody. The power's barely on. The lights are flickering. Minimum power, running on emergency batteries. It's dark. Horror works better when it's dark, I think. Not necessarily. The Ark in Space pulls it off beautifully. But, and a lot of it is the Doctor and his companion just trying to figure out what's going on. And I'd love it done through, recordings. Maybe they run into some audio recordings. They run into some video recordings. But a lot of the episode is just the tension and it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. It's like Alien, the original Alien. Slow burn as they try to figure out what's going on in this space station before at the end you kind of start figuring out. You're slowly piecing it together from the audio logs. I would love something like that. I need to write something like that. That would be a lot of fun. And then, of course, you want to have one or two stories on, at least one on probably modern Earth or any planet that's similar, just to save on the budget. Also, your first episode doesn't have to go super crazy on the special effects. Classic Doctor Who ran 26 seasons without having insane effects. Well, that opening shot from Trial of the Time Lord is pretty badass, let's be honest. That looks better than a lot of the special effects from Series 1 and 2. That's a great opening shot. That could be the best opening shot Doctor Who's ever had for a season. Let's be honest. But yeah, that's kind of some of the stuff I would like to see. I want to know what you want to see from Season 3. If you want to see a Season 3. Comment down below and let's talk about it. I think I'll be able to say more after I see Season 2. And then I can really definitively speak my thoughts more on it. But just having with Season 2 not aired yet, that's kind of just where I am right now on a potential Season 3. Comment down below and let's talk about it. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There is a link to that in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons: Colin Coney, Sam Venning, Unknown289, Finn Perkins, and Paul Gibbons. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It's very much appreciated. My YouTube members as well. I have a P.O. box. If there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review, a link to my Amazon wishlist is down there. A link to my Amazon UK wishlist is also down there. Most importantly, thank you for watching.